Hello again, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic here on the MTGcast Network. Did you like the dramatic pause? It was longer than it meant to be.
It's cool. It'll go away later.
Silence will totally fix that.
Not as much as you'd think. I think I used the compress function rather than the actual truncate function, so everything maintains a percentage of its original length.
It's actually kind of cool, then.
Yeah. Anyway, what did I say? 596, right. Yes. Wait, what did I say? 596, yes. There we go. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you did say 596.
I am so confused. I am Chewie. I have no idea what's going on. Look, I just watched Donnie Darko again, so I have no idea what's real and what isn't. And I'm fairly certain that my next door neighbor was vibrating a giraffe to death. That's what we determined in the odds and ends. You should become
scientifically.
Listen to that.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
I'm not willing to concede that we did that scientifically.
No, he's doing it.
We were the ones doing it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm Chewie, and Bill is here.
Yeah, I'm back. I survived Arizona, even though it was both cold and on fire.
And that's something.
Yeah.
And Cluze is here.
Hey, greetings to all of our listeners in Martinique. If you are one of those listeners in Martinique, please let us know, because I'm a little surprised, but there we go.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I'd also like to take this moment to point out that none of you contacted me to inform me of the number of people involved in the Battle of Hastings, so I'm disappointed.
Somebody was it you that looked that up?
Yeah, I looked it up myself. You guys made me do research, because I wanted to know.
Do you remember how many it was?
18,000, roughly.
That's a big GP.
Yeah, it would have been. The exact numbers were not known. That was the estimate.
All right, then. So, sorry, Donnie Darko's still messing with my head. We should talk about the Grand Prix, because that happened.
Yeah, dude.
Or did it?
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay.
There's evidence.
I mean, it's on the internet, so it could have been doctored, but we're going to go with what's here.
If we were making it up, the deck list would be in order, so it had to be real.
It had an estimated 18,000 participants.
That is not actually true.
That's not right.
Oh, that's just the estimation. I mean, the actual number was something more like 1,082?
Ah.
That is a smaller number, yeah.
Oh, that's a much smaller number.
This much less than a Hastings.
This was standard, right?
Apparently
Yes.
we're bad at estimating.
Okay. It was like 1/18 of a Hastings. Can we start using that? No, we should not start using that as a...
No.
Well, I was going to say, we can, but you're right, we should not.
So yeah, this is a standard GP. We've been on the modern kick for a little while because of a series of modern GPs and Pro Tours and whatnot. But now we're back to standard, good old standard. I think... Is this the first big standard GP since the new set? No, the bannings? Wait, no, that was modern. Oh my god, I'm so out of it. I'm so sorry, listeners.
This is the first big standard thing in a little bit. I'm sure we've had some since. This might be the first one since the Pro Tour, but it was a modern Pro Tour, so that shouldn't matter.
Yeah. It's the first one we've had in a while. Let's just go with that. And I'm gonna try to get it together here. So, Tyler Schroeder won the whole thing with a red-green monsters deck. Why is it called Monsters? Good question.
Yeah.
Valid concern.
I mean, it's got Glorybringer.
Yeah, but that just means it's a good deck.
And it's got Rekindling Phoenix. And it's got Ronus the Indomitable. And then it's got some Eternalized creatures. Earthshaker, Kenra. Oh, I get it. I think the Eternalize is taking the place of Monstrous, maybe?
Just the idea that your small stuff becomes relevant in the late game?
It could be.
Huh.
I can see that.
Or that's just me talking. I have no idea if that's accurate. Please don't...
I mean, it sounds like a good starting point in the absence of other information.
We've got Earthshaker Kenra and Resilient Kenra, both, who come back as 4/4s and do things.
Which, look, I don't know what else you call a Jackal Wizard other than a monster.
I think that if you're going to run a monsters deck in this standard, there should be dinosaurs, not just in the sideboard, but I have simple needs.
I mean, we've got Carnage Tyrant and the Thrashing Brontodon. That's his name, is Don.
Oh, yeah, it's Dawn.
Hmm. So there you go. It looks good. Branchwalker
Obviously,
and
plays
Jade Light
good.
Ranger. 1P in the lore. Okay, I forget Struggle to Survive. Struggle deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. And Survive, the Aftermath half, says each player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. Huh. Interesting. Alright then, there you go. Who's in second? The freaking deck lists aren't in order. Aaron something, hang on. Aaron... Barich. One of those.
Aaron.
Is playing Sultai Constrictor, which uses Bristling Hydra, Glint Sleeve Siphoner, Servant of the Conduit. Is that it for energy? It is. Oh, and Aether Hub, of course. Duh. And of course, we've got Jade Light Ranger again, because Jade Light Ranger is insane. Furgerous Gearhulk, Walking Ballista, Winding Constrictor, because, it's what it's called. Vraska's Contempt, and Hadana's Climb.
Yeah, that's the interesting one.
Oh. That's cool.
Huh.
Wow, you can flip that immediately.
And this deck, yeah.
And it turns into, for those that don't remember, Hadana's Climb, because it's a little obscure, Hadana's Climb is the legendary enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then if that creature has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you transform it. It transforms into Winged Temple of Orazca, which for 1, a green, a blue, and tap, it adds 1 mana of any color. But for 1, a green, a blue, and tap, target creature you control gains flying and +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. So it's a little flying berserk on a land.
Yeah.
Well, that seems pretty good.
Considering you've got a Verdurous Gearhulk.
Yeah, and you've also got something that's got 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it already.
Like a 8/8 Verdurous Gearhulk.
Yeah.
Or I guess it'd be a 9/9 if that's what you used to flip it. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, if the Winding Constrictor's still out, wouldn't it be a 10/10?
I mean, if you're greedy.
I mean, we're talking to Cluze here, so...
There's a basket. All the eggs go in that basket.
I don't want to play eggs. Let's go on to the next deck.
Yeah, so in third place, Matthew Kling is running Grixis Energy.
I hear that's popular.
Grixis Energy. What is this? We've got Chandra, Torch of Defiance, Direfleet, Daredevil, the Red Snapcaster, Glintsleeve Siphoner, Gaunty, Lord of Luxury, the Scarab God, hello, Torrential Gearhulk, Whirler Virtuoso, Confiscation. Would someone say
2 more
that for
times? Confiscation.
And the rest of it?
Cool.
Thank you. Okay, then we've got Abrade, Commit to Memory, Harness Lightning, Magma Spray, Supreme Will, Vraska's Contempt, and Search for Escanta, because, of course. Huh. This is cool. Alright, glad you guys are with me here.
I'm confused because I'm trying to find Confiscation Q in that list, and I can't.
It's under sorcery. It took me a while, too. It's underneath. Between creatures and instants, it's just all by itself.
It's not loading on my screen like that. That's weird.
Matthew,
there isn't a sorcery list on my screen. I'm really confused.
Are you looking at Matthew Kling or someone else?
I looked at the wrong Grixis Energy deck. That makes way more sense. I'm so confused.
Hey, we know the difference between this one and the later. Oh, spoiler alert! There's another Grixis Energy.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah, the list was almost identical. Other than I'm like, wait. I mean, I remembered the name of the card when you were feeling for it, but I was really confused through that entire process. Okay, well, that'll come up later. Pay attention.
Yeah. So let's go to fourth place. Who's in fourth place? Hunter Cochran, who is not listed. Michael Cochran.
Let's go with that.
Okay, so up here it says Hunter, here it says Michael. So Michael Hunter Cochran, Michael Cochran Hunter.
Tonight, the part of Hunter Cochran will be played by understudy Michael Cochran.
That's so weird. It's his... Okay, anyway.
That is strange.
Whoever this person is, they're playing Grixis Energy. And, hang on, the deck list broke. There we go. Okay, so his Grixis Energy deck has 3 Chandra, 1 Liliana Death's Majesty, Champion of Wits, Rekindling Phoenix, Scarab God, Whirler Virtuoso. Oh, there is a Confiscation Coot. Confiscation. Why can't I say that word right in my head? Confiscation. It's also got Consigned to Oblivion. Ooh. Yeah, this is actually pretty different, just to have the same name.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that under his profile, Hunter Cochran clearly states that he's playing Grimes energy.
I'm gonna guess that's some sort of autocorrect nonsense.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just kind of surprised that at WotC, Grixis isn't in their local dictionary.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, they can't even put the deck list in order, so you know. So that's wait, autocorrect isn't a thing on a PC. Are they typing all this into a tablet, maybe? I'm very confused about everything that's happening here.
I'm going to assume that Grimes is the code word for the set that comes after the next one, whose name we already know, but I don't even care.
Yeah, it'll, like, in the original 3, it was called Sheriff Rick Grimes. Yeah.
Ew, I don't want that set.
5th place, we have Blake Miller. Blake Miller is running Mardu vehicles.
I miss the sound effects.
There is... No, because that meant that the standard sucked.
Yeah, I just miss the sound effects. I don't miss that standard, just...
Oh, okay.
Okay, tell you what. You come up with sound effects for 20 decks, Cluze, and you can make them.
This is not a challenge. Do not do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Anyway, so yeah, the Mardu Vehicles deck is exactly what you'd expect. I don't really see anything terribly different. I mean, it does have 2 Rekindling Phoenix, but why wouldn't it at this point? So
those drive cars well.
They also fly over and punch you in the head pretty well.
I respect both of those.
So in 6th place, we have Andrew Tenjum running Grixis Energy. This is the one you were looking at before.
Yeah.
This looks like a much more compact version of the other 2.
Yeah, like it's running a lot of 4s and 2s.
But still roughly, this is more like the Matthew Kling version, I think. Nope, I was wrong. This is more like the Michael Cochran Hunter, Michael. Anyway. Alright, so that was Andrew Tenjum. Heath Vance in 7th is running a blue-black control deck, which runs Torrential Gearhulk, the Scarab God, Search for Escanta, and then a whole lot of kill things, card draw, counterspells.
Huh, check it out. Looks like blue-black control.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then finally, in the top 8, Eric Froelich. There's Efra running blue-black control also. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Look at that. Blue-black control. So in the top 8... Do what?
He does what he can. And it's terrifying.
So in the top 8, we've got 3 Grixis Energy, 2 blue-black control, 1 Sultai Constrictor, 1 red-green monsters, 1 Mardu vehicles. So 5 different flavors in the top 8. Okay. And they claimed, I think it was on Twitter or somewhere, that there were 20 different archetypes in the top 32.
That's what it says in the event summary on the main page.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably what... I know I saw it somewhere. So let's take a look through that real quick. We've got Grixis Control. So that's 6. Mono Red. So that's 7. Blue-black midrange. Wait, blue-black midrange. What? Gifted Aetherborn, Gaunty, Ravenous Chupacabra, Scarab God. Okay, yep. Chart a Course. Wow. Oh, that was Cory Bowmaster. Okay, that makes sense. So what's that, 7? Naya Monsters. Whoa, a Johnny Unyielding. What? Whoa. Cast out Thopter Arrest? Wow, lots of please don't hit me.
Yeah.
A Johnny Unyielding, Chandra Torch Defiance. There's the Glorybringer, Jade Light Ranger, and Merfolk Branch Walker, Rekindling Phoenix Third on the Conduit. Huh. Interesting.
That does a lot of different things at the same time.
It does, yeah. Alright, so that's 9 monsters is what, 8?
Yep.
Black-red aggro, which is 9. Lath New Hellion. Wow, check that out.
Yeah, that was the one that I was looking at too. I was surprised.
Baller status. 4 color energy, so that's 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Arguel's Bloodfast. Ooh. Okay. Soul Tie mid-range. What was the other one? Oh, that was just
blue-black
blue
mid-range.
black. So this throws in some red. Okay.
Which is always a good idea. When in doubt, add more red.
Although
Not
it
a
looks
lot
like
of red.
the red is only in the sideboard.
Well, apparently Noah Walker wasn't doubting enough.
Wait, where's the red? Oh wait, no, it's Soul Tie. Where's the green? There we go. Excuse me.
Oh.
I'm a dumb. Don't mind me. I was thinking of Grixis, obviously.
Well, when in doubt, add more red.
Sorry. That's my bad. And really, it's just Vraska, it looks like.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's literally just Vraska. One copy.
With one on the board.
Yeah, one copy in the board. And so they named it... Oh, wait, no, there's one in the main.
Yeah, there's one in the main, one on the board.
Listed under Legendary Planeswalker, which, for some reason, my brain just overlooked. All right, so that's 11, right?
Yes.
Okay. Blue-black control. Oh, nope, that's still 11. White-blue cycling. That's 12.
Mm-hmm.
With the sarcophagus and the Drake Haven. Okay, all right. Jund. Huh.
Visiting from other formats.
Yeah. They were like, dude, I heard Bloodbraid Elf got unbanned. We're here to play. Like, I'm sorry, that's the wrong format. Well, screw it, we're playing anyway.
Jund anyway.
So that's 13 for Jund.
Also running Vraska.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you should. It's just entertaining.
Got a Carnage Tyrant in the
Because, like, you have Vraska under Legendary Planewalker. You have Chandra under Planeswalker.
Oh, that's why I was confused. Okay, that's...
Because they're going directly off of when they were printed, I guess. That's
guess?
stupid. That's incredibly stupid.
Oh,
Because
God.
retroactively, she's a Legendary Planeswalker.
She is. All
Okay,
right.
then.
Well, that makes my head hurt. So what could this auto-sorting be going by? Because in Gatherer, they're both listed the same way, so it's not using the Gatherer database like you'd think.
Considering that these things get dropped in nearly random orders a lot of the time, I suspect that what's actually going on here is a more manual process.
Must be.
Because sometimes they also have typos. Like, not often, but enough that we make fun of it when it happens.
That's true. All right, well, let's keep going. Abzan tokens. Wow.
Is that 14?
That's 14. Another blue-black mid-range. That's still 14. Blue-black control, still 14. Mono-red, still 14. Right, yeah, that's the same. Grixis Energy, yep, still 14. Mono-red. Okay. Black-red aggro. Did we have a black-red earlier?
I thought we did. I'll go back and look.
Yeah,
Was
we
it
did.
black,
It
red,
was
aggro, or
13.
vehicles? Okay.
Okay, so black-red aggro, here we go. That's still 14. Blue-black mid-range, still 14. Mono-red, still 14. White-black City's Blessing. Oh my
That's
god,
new.
look at that horse.
That horse
Amazing.
is amazing.
Oh, somebody tweeted me about this. There's a City's Blessing deck running Crested Sunmare. I'm like, whoa! That horse is amazing.
Yeah?
Alright, so that's what, 15?
15?
Yeah, it's 15.
Alright, red-green monsters, which is roughly the same deck that won. So still 15. Black-red aggro, still 15. Mono-black aggro, that's 16. It's running
think they're gonna get
Grasping
there, you guys.
Scoundrel. Like, this is aggro all to hell. It's running Grasping Scoundrel and Night Market Lookout. Wow.
Walk the plank.
And Walk the Plank. Dread Wanderer. Ruin Raider. Wow. Vicious Conquistador. Supernatural Stamina. This really is just balls to the wall mono black aggro. Look at that.
Looks like it.
So what is that? 16?
That is 16.
And then a mono red, and that's the end.
Yeah, that's it.
They lied.
How many did they claim?
20?
They claim 20.
Eh.
Okay, there were two of those Grixis energy decks were different enough that you could maybe make the case, but that's still only 17. And when you're talking about how varied your format is, you probably shouldn't round up.
Not when you're operating on this scale.
Yeah. And not when Standard has been a miserable pile of balls for a long time. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, it's possible that we missed something, but I don't think we missed 3 somethings.
Oh well. Now we're just nitpicking, but
It is what we do.
that is, well, not necessarily, but if they're gonna make a claim, look how healthy this is, they should be accurate. So, just saying. Anyway, still, Standard is better than it has been in a long time. Nothing ran away with it. Everything is fine, nothing is ruined. And I'm okay with that.
So if you go to the top moments, they've got a section for 20 archetypes in top 32. And
you would say that right after I close it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, top moments. Let's see how they break this down. I did not see an Esper Godpharaoh's Gift. I did not see a white-blue Godpharaoh's Gift. That's the day 2 metagame breakdown. Never mind. What are we... Oh, here we go.
They have blue-black mid-range in both 11th and 9th, 11th. Oh, they're listing all of them. Okay, I see.
Huh. I wonder if they said there were 5 in the top 32. I mean, in the top 8, and then added those 5 back in.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Weird.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe they just can't count. I mean, they can't order deck lists, so whatever. Anyway, either way, Standard is still good. Nothing is ruined. That's the important thing to take away here. Just, while we're nitpicking the coverage team, let's just go, ham on it. So, that's all the tournament news, because there was the 1 GP and there was no Star City Open this weekend, so that's good. The, oh crap. The Hunter Burton Memorial Open was this weekend?
Yes, it was.
Very sorry that we did not mention it last week. Like, we were poked a long time ago. Hey, could you guys mention this? And I said, sure, that's awesome, because we do it every year. And then we did. But that was like 2 months ago. They were like, could you guys mention this? I'm like, yes. And then we never said it again, and I'm very sorry. But
that's
that
on
was...
us. It was not on purpose, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the 5th year of the Hunter Burton Memorial Open, and that's actually literally all I know about it. I'm very sorry. Since it's not an officially thing, it's put together as a memorial tournament, and there's not like coverage or anything, so. But it was apparently a smashing success, and if I remember correctly, I saw hints that they're thinking of making it a 2-day affair next year, which is awesome, because that means that it's growing and getting bigger and more popular. And it's for a good cause, so there you go. So that is that. So, you know how whenever I'm ranting about Magic nerds complaining about things...
I know, I don't think you've ever done that.
Shut up, Cluze. And I tell them, you're wrong, it's okay to admit that you're wrong. And I even say, I do it all the time, it's fine. So this is me saying, hey look, I was wrong. Because the deck lists for the Challenger decks have been revealed, the first round of Challenger decks. And these are not miserable and stupid. These are actually pretty damn good.
Would you say that a new Challenger appears?
4 of them, in fact. So these are 60-card decks with a 15-card sideboard that are supposed to get you into playing Standard. And previous ideas to do this were really kind of lame. These are not. So we've got 4 decks here. The Hazaret Aggro deck, which... This looks really good for pre-con, you guys. Like, having just looked at several mono-red aggro decks that did well at a Grand Prix, this is not far off.
No, it's not.
Like, I'm not going to go into detail on all of these, but, like, this one is running 1 Chandra, 1 Hazaret, 3 Soulscar Mage, 4 Bomat Courier, 3 Karizev Skyship Raider, 3 Harsh Mentor, 1 Glorybringer, 4 Fanatical Firebrand, 4 On-Crop Crasher, 4 Shock, 4 Lightning Strike, 2 Abrade, 2 Magma Spray. Oh, and then 4 Sun-Scorched Desert and 20 Mountain. Like, there's no... Oops, we didn't take recent bannings into account when these went to the printers, and it's accidentally got, was it Ramen Up Ruins? Nope, none of that.
No Stoneforge Mystics to worry about.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, this isn't bad at all.
No, multiple mythics. Well, in this case, the one we're looking at right now, the Hazard Aggro, 2 mythics, a handful of rares. I mean, it's not like these are, there's some things that I'm a little confused by on here, just conceptually, because I know their original stated goal with their pre-con decks like this were, we intentionally put in some cards that are suboptimal, and we do that on purpose because we want players to naturally realize that there are better choices that they can replace things with, so they can naturally get into deck building, I guess is the way.
Have they said that about this product?
Not about this product. So what I'm saying is, I think what they've finally done is said, yeah, by doing that, we keep making products that just aren't anywhere near competitive, and people just don't care for that. So let's just drop that one, and we'll just try and make decks that are pretty competitive.
Yeah, and the MSRP on these is $30. This looks like amazing for $30. I hope that these are close to MSRP. But I think these are going to be... These might be things you can buy at, like, big box stores?
Yeah, my understanding is, yes, they are going... There was a post or a thread about this on, I don't know, let's say Instagram? I don't know.
Oddly enough, that's the random one that I went to as well.
It was somewhere.
I was going to say Friendster.
These will be at big box stores. My hope is that your friendly local game store will get in a sufficient quantity that if you want to purchase one, you can just talk to them. But Magic players being who Magic players are, I had also read on a different thread, this one was probably on Reddit, let's say, that somebody went through all 4 decks and said, hey, if you bought all these, what would the singles value be if you sold them today? Now, granted, that sort of thing is always disingenuous because you're essentially selling the deck at the price that you would buy the cards from an online retailer from, and that's not the way that thing works. But the value, if you were to buy all of these singles, if you want to compare it that way, is beep boop, is a couple of $100. I believe it was in excess of 2, just below 3, I want to say. I don't remember offhand. But the point is, a heck of a lot more than if you paid MSRP for these 4 decks.
Oh, so that was for all 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Neat.
Apologies for Cluze roboting, listeners, but, it happens.
Am I still roboting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crap. Okay, I'll see what
Robot swearing is funny.
All right, then. So that's the Hazard Aggro deck. Looks good. Seems good.
Yep. Interesting thing, not that it really matters, but I don't think they all have the same number of mythics.
They don't.
Which is just kind of funny.
Like Heart of Kirin. There are 4 copies of Heart of Kirin in the Vehicle Rush deck.
That's probably a good deal.
But yeah, so the next one is Vehicle Rush, which is the Marty Vehicles deck. Right? Red, white, black, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pretty close to lists we just saw. It's pretty close. I mean, it's running 3 Dapala, which seems a bit much, but then maybe not. I just don't pay that much attention. I know Dapala doesn't appear in all of the Marty Vehicles decks, so...
Yeah.
It's also running 1 Cultivator's Caravan, 1 Aethersphere Harvester, and 1 Sky Sovereign console flagship, along with its 4 Heart of Kirin. So there are... Which clearly most of these decks don't run all of those. At least what you see in GP Top 8s and whatnot. So there's room for fiddling, of course.
Yeah.
What is this? Second Sun Control is a white-blue Approach of the Second Sun deck. It's running 3 of those and 1 Kefnet the Mindful. Wasn't there... Yeah.
So... As I'm looking over these, do you see anything in the mythics or the rare slots that isn't rotating this year?
To be perfectly honest, I don't remember what rotates. It's just Kaladesh, right? No.
And Amonkhet. Kaladesh and Amonkhet.
Kaladesh and Amonkhet? Oh, because we got Ixalan now. Right.
Yeah.
Then...
I'm wondering if that's a factor.
Possibly?
Not that it's a problem, I'm just curious. Because like if they're giving you cards that essentially have a relatively short shelf life anyway, then that makes sense. I mean, mind you, they're going to be perfectly viable for the next, 6 months. Not pretending that these are just going away, but I could see them being hesitant to put out cards from product that's still moving a lot. But that could also just be reflective of the format viability right now.
So, Cluze, are you with us?
Hopefully. I don't know if I'm still roboting.
Okay,
you're not.
Hooray!
So what'd you find?
Okay, at least one Reddit thread, somebody went through and looked at, say, Card Kingdom prices, I think is what they were looking at, and you're actually pushing about $400 for buying all the singles in these 4 decks. Total.
That's impressive. We'll see what that does to their prices then.
Yeah, I think while I was looking for that, I also ran across some threads of stores already advertising prices well above MSRP for the individual decks.
I hope these end up in big box stores just to keep that in check.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, because they are going to end up in big box stores. I'll see if I can find a link for that too.
Cool. So I will throw a link to this particular Reddit thread that Cluze found in the show notes for anyone that wants to peruse. Right there. Yay. Okay, what's left? We've got the Approach the Second Sun deck. What's the 4th one? Counter Surge. Alright, so this is a Constrictor deck. It's a black-green Constrictor deck. What do we have here? Glensleeve Siphoner, Ballista, Rishkar Pima Renegade, 2 copies of Gonti, Hour of Glory, Life Crafter's Bestiary. Oh, and 3 Verdurous Gearhulk, of course. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Seems good. Again, if these go for something close to MSRP, then it's a brilliant deal.
Yeah.
And if you're at all interested in Standard but don't know where to start, well, this looks like it will completely do what Wizards wants it to do. Until stores start, massively overcharging for them. Like they do.
They certainly can.
Okay, then.
Yeah. I just skimmed over all of it, and I don't think any of the rares or mythics are from sets that aren't rotating, not counting things like Dragon Skull Summit, which have been printed so many times it doesn't even matter.
I mean, Settle the Wreckage is in the Second Sun Control deck. It's
did I miss rotating. That? Okay. Well, that's cool then.
There's, some of the dual lands, Dragon Skull Summit.
Yeah, and, again, to note, I acknowledge that rotation isn't happening for 6 more months. It's just an interesting thing to see when they're dumping a bunch of rares and mythics into the market.
Is that when rotation happens?
It'll be when Dominaria comes out. Or not Dominaria's, but whatever's in the fall comes out.
The core set.
Core set's the summer.
Core set's the summer.
It's whatever comes after that. Didn't they just announce it or something?
Wait, well then when's Dominaria?
Next month.
Right. Okay. Here we go. Let's check the Reddit sidebar.
I was going to say, I just went to the Reddit side.
Okay, Dominaria launches in April.
Yeah.
Which is essentially next month. Okay.
Yeah. I'm counting February is already over by the time people listen to this.
It's like the end of April, though. Okay.
Yeah. And then Core Set in the summer, and then whatever.
Summer, and then, whatever after that is... Whatever after that.
And that'll be when rotation happens.
Okay. I used to know it's because when a new block started is when rotation happened. And then they changed
now it's more complicated.
Yeah, then they changed how blocks work, so that shorthand was gone, and it was gonna be whenever a new block started, it would rotate twice a year. And then Magic nerds were wrong, and so Wizards backpedaled, and so now it's every other block rotates. But since my brain thinks in Magic terms of Magic years, I've lost all concept of when that is now. So
yeah, and as a reminder, the Challenger decks are available in the United States in English and in Japanese in Japan. And if you're in one of the other parts of the world, I guess you're going to stick with your normal availability of these cards until they float out.
And they come out April 6th. So it's not for another month and change.
Yep.
So just bear that in mind. But still, like I said, I was wrong. These look awesome. I hope it works out.
Yay.
Yay. All right then, let's move on to something else. We've got a fan art policy. Fan content policy that Wizards has decided to point at and be like, look what we have done. Apparently this went into effect about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got a policy in effect for how you do fan-created content, which apparently includes things like Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool.
I'm not convinced of that.
Yeah, I'm not either. But there's a link, one link in the show notes that is the Blake pointing it out. Hey, look, here's our fan art policy. In case you didn't know, please check it out because we want you to. And hey, we're gonna find ways to share your art with a wider audience when the time comes, which is cool. Sounds awesome. I like it. But then we actually clicked on the fan art policy and started reading, and not sure about some of this. The part that bothered me the most was under one word, FREE, which is actually 4 letters, not one word. But it says you can use Wizards IP, except for these restrictions listed later, to make fan content that you share with the community for free. That makes sense. You can't require payments, surveys, download subscriptions, or email registration to access your fan content. That makes sense. You can't sell or license your fan content to any third parties for any type of compensation. That makes sense. And it says your fan content must be free for others, including Wizards, to view, access, share. That makes sense. And use without paying you anything, obtaining your approval, or giving you credit. And it's that last little bit that made me go,
That's also where I think this comes across as something they can't actually do. Like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to pretend to be a lawyer, and I don't expect anything I say to carry the weight of a lawyer, but I think there's a whole lot of statement here of their policies that can't actually be backed by law.
Yeah, like if I were a visual artist and I did some sort of cool piece of art involving Magic characters, and I was like, hey, internet, look what I've got. Isn't this cool? I made this. And everyone goes, oh my god, that's amazing. And then like 6 months later, Wizards starts selling it as a playmat. I don't think that's legal.
Also, keep in mind that as broadly defined as this is going to go way outside of the world of just, I drew a character, why can't I sell it? Like, there's a world of stuff that people do that can tangentially touch on, Wizards and Magic that they don't necessarily give Wizards the right to take and use. Wizards can tell you to stop doing something that's not the same as gaining ownership and control of it. Like, there is a difference there.
Yeah. But again, the purpose of this is not a legal document. It's so you know what you can and can't do and
what their expectations are of you and interactions with you, should that come to it.
Yeah. I like the way that some of this sort of pokes fun inadvertently, or I might just be seeing that at, I don't know, like Steve Argyle. With the playmat.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No bad stuff. We have the right to stop or restrict your use of Wizards IP at any time, for any reason or no reason, including when we think your use is inappropriate, offensive, damaging, or disparaging. So, yeah, if you are making fan content, then you should go give this a look. I will actually put the link to the full fan content policy in the show notes as well, just so it's easier to find. Because I know how hard it is to click a link and then click another link.
That's like 2 clicks.
See? So,
yeah.
Essentially, and there was a line somewhere further down, it was like, look, in the FAQ, it's like, look, just don't make us get lawyers. So, use your brain, because they'll get lawyers if they have to, but they don't want to. which is probably why this fan content policy sort of oversteps its bounds. This is my suddenly occurred to me theory that's probably way off base, but I think this pushes against things that they can legally back up so that people will just be sure not to try it. You know, like when you're negotiating, you always start higher than what you actually want so that you can meet in the middle where you actually want it, you know?
Yeah, I get that. I think a lot of my skepticism of this is just the fact that when you call something a policy, that carries a lot of weight with a lot of people. That is way greater than like an actual policy. And I think that's a problem. Like, this is not legal text. In no way, shape, or form is this legal text, rules, or permission. And sporadically throughout it, they treat it like it's legal, but it's not. Like, you would never be able to get away with writing this. You wouldn't be able to throw in jokes. Like, these are not terms of use. You're not agreeing to them at any point. Like, they will point people at this thing as if it were legal, but it's not. I mean, don't ignore it. Be aware that if you don't want to get on their bad side, follow some basic rules and understand it. But, you know, just saying, like, if you actually find yourself on the receiving end of some messaging from this and they actually do send lawyers at you, don't go off of this. Get your own lawyer. Like, this is a very broad thing, and it is good to know what their expectations are, but don't give up. Like, don't roll over unnecessarily.
Yeah, treat this as guidelines, not as the letter of the law.
Yes.
But it's very, like, for the most part, it's, hey, don't use our logos on stuff and don't try to make money directly by selling stuff that's using our stuff. And
if you want to take a behavior thing away from this, one thing that's very easy to do to save yourself a headache is make sure people know that you're not wizards. Just straight up say, this is fan content. That'll save you a lot of headaches. And that's a good policy in general. Don't let anyone get confused as to who you are or what you're representing.
Yeah. But, you know, things like Patreon and YouTube and Twitch, you can make money that way, that's fine. But slapping your picture of Jace from your DeviantArt page on a t-shirt and selling it, not cool. But that should be relatively common sense anyway, so.
Well, keep in mind that we're in a world where, as we noted in a previous discussion, you can slap a copyrighted character on a t-shirt if it's your original art, and you can sell it for a while until they shut you down. And that's not actually okay, but it's done so commonly that you might not stop and think about the fact that that's not okay. So, as with everything else you do that involves money, stop and think about it before you do it.
Yeah. All right, well, we spent...
Honestly, the weirdest thing about this is that they had a short article pointing out that they've had this policy in place for 4 months. Why now?
Because Dominaria is coming out.
Yeah. The reason
that's what it says.
The reason that
I know that's what it says, but...
Well, for the listeners, the reason that they gave is that Dominaria is coming out, and people freaking love Dominaria. And it's true, I freaking love Dominaria. And so that causes the fan art and fan content wheels to churn. And I think they're planning on some sort of, like, art highlight thing on the website or something would be my guess.
Well, I also suspect that because they like to link to third-party content now, and they're not going to go through the trouble of reaching out and getting permission to do so, they're planning on doing more of that with their website. So don't be surprised if when you come into the future, they're like, hey, check out this awesome fan art link. And they want people to know up front that, no, they didn't reach out to get your permission. They just thought it was really pretty and wanted to link to it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm pretty confident, having had your content placed on the website or links to from the website several times now, they've never actually said, hey, Chewie, is it okay if we link to the mana pool? Like, no, they just do it.
No, half the time I don't know that they've done it until someone points it out. And the other half of the time it's there for a few hours and then it's gone. Like, it's possible, it's not probable given the Masters 25 hype, that this episode will be on the Wizards website for like a couple hours tomorrow morning before Masters 25 stuff pushes it away.
Yeah.
I mean, the mana pool, this last episode of the mana pool was up this morning. And then once the Masters 25 hype train started going and there were more articles to link to, it got pushed off. But yeah, no one's ever been like, hey, do you mind if we link to... Just, no, they haven't.
And they're going to probably do that with more content now because, as they noted, the philosophy of the website is, why should we do this stuff ourselves when other people are doing it and probably doing it better than we do? We'll just link to that. And when you're linking to all kinds of content and all of that stuff, it's easier to just put it in the policy of, and then we're just going to throw people at you. Or if they, for some reason, want to, we found this cool picture, we're going to post it in an article. Now they're just going to do that. And probably operate on the assumption that you're not going to actually try to go down that steep legal hill just to get them to stop posting your pictures. But you might be upset if they don't actually attribute it to you.
But as they said, they don't have to.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that they will. Like, the people who deal with this sort of thing on the Wizards website seem to be decent people. So,
yeah,
I think whenever possible, they will credit, I guess. I would hope.
They've also sort of put in here that they have the ability to get you to pull whatever you're doing at any time, which is a nice little thing to have in your back pocket in a world of essentially offensive content flying around and behavior they don't agree with. So there's that.
Makes sense to me. Oh, do you think all of the HQ nonsense had something to do with the formation of this? Oh, look at the timeline.
I think it might have something to do with reminding people of this.
Look at the timeline. It came out in November. Oh, it all makes sense.
I wasn't going to come out and say it, but yeah, I think that might be related.
Man, that guy sucks. Okay, so moving on. Right. So the big news that's actually going on right now is Masters 25, as I said. But first, last week? Yeah, on the 22nd. There was, which was Friday, right? Thursday. There was an article by Gavin Verhey about the future of the Masters sets. Rather than, and it's a big long article. It goes on through all of the different Master sets. And then close to the end, in bold, there's one line that sums up the entire article. Instead of being focused on formats, Master sets going forward are going to be focused on themes. So there you go. Now, if you'll recall, the last Master set, that one that everyone made fun of because it was not what we thought, Iconic Masters, was poorly named and poorly timed. But apparently it was a lot of fun to actually draft. I don't know anyone that actually did it, but rumblings around the internet that I've heard are that it was actually a lot of fun to draft. But Iconic Masters was named in such a way that people assumed that it was going to be iconic cards. Nope, that's what Masters 25 is. Iconic Masters was iconic creature types. So it was a dumb name. It was okay, not a dumb name. It was a poor choice for names.
Yeah, like if they were to cycle that around as the premise, maybe like Tribal Masters or something would have worked better.
Or something,
Mistakes were made.
Yeah. But yeah, Iconic Masters should probably have been the name for Masters 25. I mean, let's be real. Since it's going through iconic cards throughout Magic's history, it's a perfect name. It was just a miss. It happens. And, Iconic Masters will be a laughingstock for a long time, just because that's what Magic players do. Case in point, Homelands.
That did happen.
Somebody just snickered. And see, it took Cluze a minute, but he started laughing too.
No, I was below the threshold for my mic at first. I'm sorry.
But that's fine. So yeah. Now we've got Masters 25 preview started today. And whoo, man. It's been kind of nuts. Like, we already knew about Jace the Mind Sculptor and Azusa, Lost But Seeking. And we've got some heavy hitters today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you guys seen?
Imperial Recruiter.
That's probably one of the bigger ones.
That is one of the ones that I saw that made my jaw drop.
With all new art.
I suspect a lot of the older cards are getting new art.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the old artwork is covered under contracts and agreements that are now, boy, those are so long ago. Yeah, they're better off just, from their standpoint, just getting new art.
Yeah. Like, I saw a super sweet Therese Nielsen art on Hannah Ship's Navigator.
Which was used in another set, wasn't it?
Probably.
That's been reprinted. Was it in a Commander set that used that artwork?
Probably, but that falls under the old art that's getting new art.
Yeah, and it is amazing.
Even though it already had new art. Because I think you're right. I think that was used elsewhere.
Was that from the vault?
Could be.
Oh, that's possible.
That might have been Legends.
That could be as well. MagicCards.info shows off all of the different variants. I will go there. Because now I want to know. MagicCards.info is not loaded. Oh, there it goes. Hannah, comma, ship. Okay. It was Commander 2016.
Okay.
And it was a Judge promo.
I think it was originally a Judge promo, wasn't it?
That could be where I originally saw it.
I want to say that people were actually a little disappointed that a Judge promo became public. Like, it was one of the minor, like, end of Magic of the days. But either way,
yeah,
more cards. So yeah, Imperial Recruiter is here to break the game. It'll be awesome.
It'll be awesome. In Blake's article on the Mothership today, he listed Pillage and Balduvian Horde. Balduvian Horde, which was like a bomb-ass rare in Alliances, is a common, so that kind of hurts.
Does this add it to Pauper?
I don't know how the rules of Pauper work. I don't know if these supplementary things count or not. I think they do.
I think they do. We'll see.
Also, Niv Mizzet.
He's not a common.
No, but he's in the set.
Is he Dracogenous or is he OG?
Firemind, yeah, OG.
Oh, he's got the best flavor text.
I gotta say, with the original flavor text, too.
Excellent.
The most important one is probably Red Elemental Blast.
Yeah, Red Elemental Blast with the, oh god, who's the artist? It was one, Izzy? Is it Izzy?
I don't think so. Is that Izzy?
I thought it was.
Yes, yeah, you're right. It is Izzy.
Okay, I thought I looked at that because look at that. That's so sick. And there's also the blue one, but no one cares.
No one cares about that, yeah.
Although, I hate to say this to you, Cluze, but the art on Blue Elemental Blast, I think, is way cooler.
I don't know. It's got too much blue in the middle. Look at that. It's very distracting. Yeah, I don't care for that. I'll go back to the red one. And this blue border, that's got to go. And this mana cost is totally wrong. Yeah.
Tell you what, Cluze?
Yeah.
I got your back here. Blood Moon.
Oh, yeah, Blood Moon. Oh, I'm loving it. Hey, actually, while we're on the Blood Moon, this one neatly illustrates a cool thing that they've done with these cards. They have a watermark that is the set symbol of the first set they were printed in.
Correct.
Which is sweet.
Ones that don't have set symbols have the stylized M in Magic from Magic the Gathering. Like Dark Ritual and the Elemental Blasts. Oh yeah, Dark Ritual also, by the way.
Kind of good.
That card is fine. It's not broken at all. Yeah, I saw Aaron Forsyth tweeted Goblin War Drums earlier.
Yep, I'm a big fan of Goblin War Drums.
Yeah, it now says creatures you control have menace, even though it's from Fallen Empires, well before menace was a keyword. I love that. Sundering Titan is another big one.
Yeah. Back to make your Commander game miserable.
I don't think it's legal in Commander.
Here's a late-breaking one. According to Magic's Facebook page, Vindicate.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me drop a link for you guys just so you don't think I'm crazy. I saw it first on a different site and I went to dig to see if I could figure out where they got that. And yeah, it looks like the Magic APAC Facebook site.
Nice.
Well, that'll take care of your problem.
Hell yeah, Vindicate.
Let's see. Also featured in this set is Thalia, Cardinal Raven.
Oh,
who's here to continue to beat face.
That's Cluze's favorite Thalia, right?
Oh yeah, my favorite Thalia. She's an honorary goblin.
Yeah, she is.
So this set that we're talking about here, Masters 25, this releases March the 16th.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're in preview week.
Not long from now.
Well, yeah. I think it gets one preview week, and then there's another week of, the full set, and then the set releases, right?
Yeah.
It's usually how it goes.
So if today is the 26th, That means, in theory, if I'm right, that means on Friday the 2nd we'll have a full set, and then there's another week. No, maybe not.
No, maybe it's 2 weeks of previews.
Maybe it's 2 weeks of previews? I don't know. I don't know if they've said.
It would be weird to have 2-week gap between. I mean, they've done dumb stuff like that before, but I don't think they would.
But since it's a preview set, a reprint set, it seems odd to have 2 full weeks of previews. Especially with the number they've barfed at us today. Who everyone but us got one, of course. But we're used to that sort of thing.
If you want, I'll make up a card in the set, just right now.
No,
I'm going to go...
It might be in the set.
Forest.
Yeah, I was going to say, I still say we'll take basic lands to preview. Gladly.
Just kidding, it's a Dryad Arbor. Gotcha.
Oh, I see what you did there. Bastard.
Ooh, they might actually reprint Dryad Arbor.
I think they probably will.
Hopefully with...
But this is me making stuff up, don't worry. I don't think they'd make that mistake again.
I hope not. It was kind of terrible.
Pretty awful. I wonder how many of these cards are get their first chance to be in foil.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Should be interesting to see. But yeah, we got a link to the card image gallery. At this moment, there are 3 cards in it. By the time you hear this, there will probably be more.
Yeah, for those who don't know, when WotC does let folks have preview cards, they basically give them 24 hours to preview them on their own platform, whatever it is, before they pop up in the WotC official gallery. So if you hear some rumor or see some link and you're like, hey, I don't know if I believe that, I'll go check the official card image gallery. Yeah, it always lags by a day.
Yeah, and that's by design. So, like, when you get it, when those of the lucky few out there who do get or the lucky everybody that's not us who gets preview cards, actually gets a chance for it to be an exclusive preview, because if it pops up there and on the Wizards website at the same time, then no one's going to bother to come to you. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay then. That's, with only 1 day of previews and none of them being in a centralized location, we'll talk more about that next week, I'm sure.
Yeah, the only other one I really wanted to point out as being neat and around is that they're doing a Chrome Angel of Fury.
Wait, Fury. That's the red one. Ooh.
It's the red one, yeah. Nice. Yeah, she's in Mario's article. So you get a morph. Here's a hint. If something morphs at you, you're probably going to have a bad experience, because I doubt that many morph cards are in this set. You should kill it.
Like now.
Yeah. If you wait, it'll be too late. Because, yeah, they don't print Redichroma nearly as often as they print white one.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, then. So, moving on, we've got... Oh, so you know how I tell people it's okay to admit when they're wrong?
I think you did that once this episode.
Yeah, well, in this case, I was right. A while ago, they did a vote to see who would win the city of Orazka. And I remember saying, this actually won't matter at all. And I don't remember if the discussion was on the odds and ends or in the show, or this might have been something discussed outside of that. But the discussion that I had with somebody, and I think it might have been Bill, went something like this. They're just going to write all 4 and then show us the one that won. And that's what happened, because the alternate endings popped up last week, I think, where you get all the other 3. So the what's it called? The Sun Empire won. So the dinosaurs won, as well they should have.
By nature and by life.
Yeah, because life finds a way. But they gave us the endings for the River Heralds, the Legion of Dusk, and the Brazen Coalition. Because all 4 were written, they just posted the one that won the vote. So it's Mirrodin Pure all over again.
Not the same.
Yeah, that's true. That one was...
Mirrodin Pure was never going to happen.
That's true.
Here they actually got to vote, and one of them is canon, and the other 3 are, well, we wrote it, have some fun with it, but in the event we ever come back here, and it somehow matters, the dinosaurs are on top. I don't suspect they plan on coming back here. Or they wouldn't have left that up to us to pick.
I don't know, with having to do 3 worlds every year, I could see us coming back eventually. Well, they don't have to do 3 worlds every year, but since they're not doing blocks.
I mean, I don't think they're going to write off a world.
Yeah, except for, oh god.
Mirrodin?
No, the Homelands. But Olgrotha. That one they've pretty much written off.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we were already making fun of Homelands once, so why not twice?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually glad that they shared the other ones because obviously they weren't just going to write the ending after we voted, because why would you do that?
Yeah.
But it's neat to see the other outcomes, and it's also kind of like a victory lap for the dinosaurs because they didn't have to get reposted because they won. So good for them.
Neener. Rawr.
Neener, who has small hands now. Oh, it's still me.
Aw. Poor Carnage Tyrant.
It's okay. He's going to get one of those extendo claws or something. Be awesome. He's getting a giant growth just his hands, and it's going to be amazing.
Until end of turn.
Well, and then I hope he puts down what he was holding.
Maybe. Anyway. So there is another thing here that Bill found out today. Bill?
Oh, so you know how often we make fun of the exclusive Hasbro Toy Shop Magic the Gathering thing that they released last year with the cool Nicol Bolas poster and the neat Amonkhet style pictures of the Planeswalkers on their own little cards.
Yeah, was that?
And how it
that was Comic-Con this year, right? Or was that?
Yeah, it was 2017 Comic-Con. Yeah, it just you could only buy it at the con or through the Hasbro Toy Shop. And we said going up to it, you'll never get it because these things disappear in seconds, which they always did before. And then it popped up at like $170 or something, and like people didn't buy it. And so it sat there, and we made fun of it every few months that it was still sitting there because no one expected it to. We even made fun of it at the beginning of the year that it had survived there through 2018.
Yeah.
But it is no longer there now. So they've either pulled it or people have actually bought it. But either way, if you were putting off your Nicol Bolas poster purchase, it's too late now. You have to go to the third-party sellers. So have fun with that. I just thought it was funny that it finally went away.
Well, I wouldn't say it's sad, but it's
funny.
It's something. All right, so there's another thing here that Cluze put here that Bill and I had no idea about. So, hey, Cluze, what's this?
Yeah, so I had been seeing a lot of, how to explain this, salt online about sleeves. You know, people are very passionate about their card sleeves, and I can understand that. Back in the day, when I used to play Magic, we made our sleeves out of rocks, because I'm very old and don't get to play much anymore. But I used to use KMCs, specifically the KMC Hypermats. Loved them. They were great, durable sleeves, worked really well. Apparently, KMC changed their formulation sometime relatively recently. So for the past year or so, people have been really, really harsh on KMCs. Apparently, KMC heard your criticisms. They've listened, and they claim they have fixed it. That the bad ones have been discontinued. They don't make those anymore. The new ones are back to being awesome, or so they claim. But you know, your mileage may vary, I guess. I think they have new packaging to denote that it is the new strength. But I can't prove that. So, yay, I guess.
So, Cluze, question.
Yeah.
Back when you were playing with sleeves that were made out of rocks.
Yes.
Did you ever get a DQ because you could not shuffle your deck?
No, the judges were also made of rocks, as were the cards. And everything was made of rocks.
So it was the Flintstones with all the puns.
It was pretty much just myself and Brian Perlman.
Oh. I believe this story. You've added some credence to it. This sounds right.
Yeah, so there you go. KMCs are back, question mark. I guess have a look. Well, we'll find out in the coming weeks if it's actually true.
All right, then. Yay! So Magic Online?
I guess we could do that. Okay. So, like, last week you guys covered a bit of it for me, and I appreciate that. As usual, the Magic Online news normally gets posted on Tuesdays. And so on Monday, we don't have a lot of the Magic Online news. And so, like, most of what I have in front of me right now is a week old and not relevant anymore. Like, I hope you've been enjoying the Theros flashback drafts because they started last week and are about to go away. Popping up this week, though, the Legacy Cube comes out on the 28th. So if you'd like to play Legacy Cube in Magic Online, you can click on the link in the show notes to see what's been added, what's been taken out, and find a full list of the cards. if you want to play Legacy Cube without having to either collect all the cards or find someone who both has all the cards and trust you, then Magic Online's a good way to do it. It's also a good way to play it if you don't want to risk all of your cards. So check it out. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I am not going to read it to you, but I promise if you care about Legacy Cube, you'll probably have a lot of fun.
We're time travelers.
Ooh.
Because this article will be posted tomorrow.
I mean, time is a funny thing. Yeah, it's actually very strange that the Legacy Cube listing is listed as a 227 thing. So it's still posted on Tuesdays. We just got there early. The rest of our news is from last Tuesday, so it will not be as exciting. In fact, yeah, most of this news from last week is already irrelevant. So let's just sort of go with that. That's the relevant part. Da-dun-da. That was Magic Online news. Everything else is old and stupid.
Hooray!
Yay! All right, then.
Yeah, we made it.
I guess that is Monday Night Magic. So, wrap us up then, you guys.
Okay, you can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinTheBob. There's no I in Goblin because as was foretold last week, I ended up losing it somewhere in Arizona. It's probably actually hot now because the weather is reset to where it's supposed to be. Hopefully it is seeing beautiful sunsets. I mostly got overcast skies, but I got a few pretty sky scenes, so that was cool. On my flight there, though, I finally finished the last audiobook for the Dark Tower series, since I decided to sort of tough that one out. I know that the Dark Tower is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts, and I'll say that there are a lot of great parts of it, but there's also a lot of parts, especially early on, where it's like, man, I really don't like Stephen King. So maybe that's more on me, but I will say that the first book is definitely bad, and I'll stick by that. But as it went on, there were some good parts, so that's neat. I'm only saying this because I'd mentioned after the first book that I didn't like it, so here's your follow-up. The later books were better. It got more interesting. I can't comment on the movie because I have not seen the movie, and I'm not going to. So
I hear that's a good call.
I mean, apparently. That said, if you're really upset by the fact that I don't like the Dark Tower, you can send your comments to jack@mpgcast.com. Because we haven't sent anything to that address in a while, and I'm sure it is sorely lacking in your feedback. Past that, I'm looking forward to the plethora of movies coming up. I greatly enjoyed watching Black Panther since I saw that a few weeks ago, and that was awesome. And now that the other, co-hosts have also seen it, we'll probably talk about that later when, we're not spoiling things for the rest of the internet. Looking forward to the movies that are coming up this coming month. I'm also looking forward to season 2 of Jessica Jones coming out in a few weeks.
Wait,
so, yeah, dude.
I am perpetually one show behind, I swear. I still haven't watched Punisher.
I don't think you have to watch Punisher for Jessica Jones.
Well, I'm still gonna, though.
You should, because it's a good show.
Yeah.
But, just so you know, yeah, Jessica Jones comes out in a few weeks. So I'm looking forward to that and all the other shows that are coming out. I'm hopeful that Wrinkle in Time is good.
I really hope it's good.
I would like it to be good, and we'll see where that falls. And then looking forward to watching Ready Player One for all of its nerdy fan servicey nonsense. Looking forward to watching big dumb robots fight big dumb monsters with big dumb plot setups and the voice of GLaDOS and Pacific Rim. So really the next month is just gonna be a lot of nerdy stuff, and I'm gonna have a good time, even if some of the writing is probably not going to be where it needs to be. Should be fun. So that's my nonsense. I will now pass it over to Cluze.
Okay, all right, good. I don't even have myself muted. I had to double check that. So, hey, if you would like to hear more from me, you can do so on the other podcast that I do, which is Random Discard. You can find us over at randomdiscard.com, which was temporarily broken, but is totally working now. It was totally broken for purely technical reasons that had absolutely nothing to do with anyone forgetting to renew the domain, I swear. But everything's fine now. Everything is fine. And hey, I finally did get to see Black Panther, only a week late, which is really good for me, honestly. Usually, if I see a movie in the theaters, it's like right before it leaves the theaters, and there's like one showing on a Thursday at like 8. But nope, this time actually saw it. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was great.
Did you watch it in the theater in Bedrock?
Yeah, I did.
Was there like a woodpecker pterodactyl thing, like making all the pictures really, really fast?
Yes, and the speaker was some sort of a lizard that we had to like pull into the car, which was really just a triceratops that we were riding.
Oh, that's awesome! Like,
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you got Prelim out long enough to go see that. That's great.
Yeah, it was tough. We had to put up some serious bail to make that happen, but
Well, good for that. I'm glad he enjoyed it.
there it was. Yeah, and I look forward to all of the nerdy movies and TV shows that Squee does too. So there you go. I think that's everything. Oh, I'm happy that I can now read the internet again now that I've seen Black Panther, because it can be tough reading the internet when everybody's seen it but you. So yeah, there you go. Over to you, Chewie.
That's weird. I've never had a problem, like the problem with spoilers that everyone else apparently does. That's weird.
You mean they don't bother you, or you just don't have to worry about the internet throwing them at you?
Like, I just don't see them. Maybe it's because I don't inhabit the same portions of the internet that you guys do. Like, Bill always goes to see these Marvel movies and whatnot on opening night so that he doesn't have to worry about it. I can go wait like 2 weeks and then go see it, and I
think that's a testament to the differences in our friend lists. Because even if they mean well, I'm going to see people try to vaguely allude to things without spoiling them and still end up spoiling things. That's just what they do. Like,
because apparently your friends are jerks.
Or like they just get excited and do jerk things. Yes. They do not think through the consequences of their actions.
Like, I definitely saw something official. I don't remember what it was. It was like a picture and a tweet. I wish I could remember the context of it, but it was like a picture and a tweet. And someone had replied with, "Wow, you just spoiled your own thing." And they were like, "Well, our bad." And they removed it. But I can't remember what that was now, and that bothers me.
Huh.
I don't think it was Marvel, but it could have been.
Marvel does a pretty good job of not screwing that up.
I mean, when I say, I think it was Twitter. Might have been Walking Dead, maybe? I don't know.
I will say that the Walking Dead people they try pretty hard not to spoil their stuff, but the world around them is terrible about it.
Dude, I haven't watched The Walking Dead in like years, and I know some of the big things that happen.
Yeah.
And I don't even hang out on Facebook much. People just want to share it for some reason. Even when I watch the show religiously, I didn't ever have that.
Well, one of the things that would get annoying is someone who doesn't care about spoilers will just be like, "No, it's fine, I don't care," then blurt it out at you, and it's like, "I care. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that."
This is a conversation Bill and I have had several times throughout our friendship about spoilers.
Yeah, so we won't recap it here while Chewie signs out and tells you about the Maniple.
Yeah, we're available all over the internet as the Maniple. This includes such places as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, where I play the video games, and video versions of the both podcasts go up there.
How about Google Plus?
I mean, we have a Google Plus page if that's still a thing, but no.
I don't think it is.
How about Google Wave?
Oh man, I miss Wave.
You're the only one who's ever said that.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if it's true. It's just reflex.
All right then. Anyway, also Twitch, where I'll be streaming something tomorrow night, possibly Overwatch. Here lately on the YouTube channel, while I've been trying to get caught up on other things, I've been using stream highlights from streams in the past, and just recently I started putting up some Capture the Flag games from an Overwatch stream we did a while ago, and it's a lot of fun to watch those again.
I hope you like swearing.
Yeah, because we swear a lot in the stream highlights.
We're pretty bad.
My normal recorded videos are mostly clean, as clean as my podcast, but the streams, not so much, which means the stream highlights, not so much. Especially stream highlights when Cap is playing with us. That boy. Damn.
Yeah, he's more of a Mr. America than a Captain America, let's be honest.
But, anyway, yeah, so that's what's been going on YouTube or on Twitch. Like I said, I'll be streaming something tomorrow, most likely. So, yeah. And there was something. Oh, dude, our last episode of The Manipool, which you could find at themanipool.com, was awesome. We actually had Cap on the episode with us because, so you know how Wizards of the Coast has the MMO that is in the works? Well, not Wizards of the Coast, but Magic has the MMO that's in the works, this upcoming MOBA that they announced just recently. Arena is a thing. Magic Puzzle Quest is a thing. We decided to look at Magic as it would fit into other genres of video games. And because Cap plays more different flavors of video games than the other four dorks combined, me and Mike and Dirk and Brian put together play still not as many different kinds of video games as Cap does by himself. So yeah, we brought Cap on and we talked about turning Magic into video games of other flavors. Like the first thing that was mentioned was a city building simulator along the lines of Cities Skylines or SimCity set on Ravnica. And it just went from there. Dirk came up with this really excellent like Civilization style game that we spent a long time talking about because it's brilliant. Magic fits so well into like the 4X strategy style game. And yeah, fighting games all the way down to silly things like kart racers. We talked about all of that in the context of Magic. And you know what? Everything made perfect sense. Because of the way Magic is designed, you can tell the big, huge stories about multiple worlds and planes, or you can zoom in on one plane and tell a small story there because Magic has so many different worlds that are all very well fleshed out with plenty of recognizable elements and characters and whatnot, that you can do literally any kind of video game you want and it'll work if you do it properly. And that was amazing. So it was just a really good, long conversation about Magic and video games, and I highly recommend it. It was episode, I forget, 498? I think that's right. Yes, 498. Seriously, highly recommend it. Not just because it's ours, but because it was really good. If you want a recommendation of something that isn't ours, I highly recommend the School of Movies episode on Overwatch that just went up. It's all about the story and the characters rather than gameplay. And I was on that, and it was so much fun. Yay. All right. With that, I'm going to shut up now. So, no, I'm not, because Patreon. That's the other important thing. So, if you want to help support what I do with the streams and videos and 2 podcasts a week and all of the stuff that goes along with that, then you can check out patreon.com/themanipool, where you can get, if you so choose, early stuff, Manipool episodes and YouTube videos. You can get those early. You can get early stuff and the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manipool, which are uncensored and unfiltered, and you get to hear Cluze swearing. And if Cluze wasn't muted right there, he just had to stop himself from just uttering a curse word just right there.
I wasn't muted, and you are absolutely right. I did.
I know how he thinks these days. And if you so choose, you can get the early stuff, the odds and ends, and become a Manipool lifeguard. See what I did there? And with that, you will get the shout out on both podcasts, and your name will be on the end slate for all the videos that go up during each month you support at that tier. So to that end, I would like to thank the following Manipool lifeguards: Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Corey Cloutier, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Timu Hellas Haryu, John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Bertain, Casey, Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, AJ Javieres, Cody Buckowing, Jacob Jansons, Jason Kaus, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Jimmy Scott, Dan Holm, Mike Millerburn, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. So thank you all so very much. I quite literally could not do it without you. And also a big thanks to all of the other patrons, of course, but I'm not going to read your name off because then, that's what they're paying for. You know how it is. So with that, I guess we'll be done with this episode 596 of Monday Night Magic here on the MTGcast Network. A big thanks, as always, to Squee and Cluze.
A pleasure, as always.
I'm here this week.
So glad that you're back from Arizona. Sorry, Arizona. And yeah, that's it. So thank you all so very much for listening, and go play some Magic.